As already mentioned, most of the cloud computing is concerned with accessing online software applications, data storage, and processing power. The fundamental practical building blocks of cloud computing are therefore what are known as software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Anybody wanting to understand cloud computing also really has to come to grips with what software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service is all about. So let me explain. All three ways involve a cloud vendor supplying servers on which their customers can store data and run applications. However, there are differences in the level of control provided to the customer, as well as the type of cloud hardware on which the customer's cloud applications are run. In simple terms, when businesses opt for software as a service, they can only run those applications that their cloud supplier has to offer. When they opt for platform as a service, they can create their own applications, but only in a manner determined by their cloud supplier. And when they opt for infrastructure as a service, they can run any applications they please on cloud hardware of their own choice. Okay, at this stage, I'm sure this is clear as mud. So let's now work through each of these again, but in a little bit more detail. Software as a service is where computer applications are accessed over the internet rather than being installed on a local computing device or in a local data center. So for example, people may use an online word processor like Google Docs, an online database application like Zoho Creator, or an online photo editor like Pixlr. Software as a service can provide its users with many benefits, obviously. These include general cloud computing advantages of dynamic scalability and any device independence, as well as the benefit of being able to use an application without incurring fixed costs. Many software as a service applications are also collaborative. They allow users, multiple users, to share documents and even work with them at the same time. For example, in a Google Docs spreadsheet, different users can actually work on different cells simultaneously. The cells that the different users are working on are locked off and highlighted in different colors. A real-time chat window can be also opened alongside the spreadsheet to further enhance that collaboration. The disadvantage of software as a service is that it basically is take it or leave it form of cloud computing. This means that businesses and individuals who require direct access to cloud computing hardware on which they can run their own applications cannot use software as a service. Rather, they need to cloud compute at the platform or infrastructure level using either platform as a service or infrastructure as a service. Next slide. A platform is a software environment used to develop and run applications. For example, Microsoft Word is an application that runs on the Microsoft Windows platform. When people choose to cloud compute using platform as a service, they obtain access to an online platform provided by a cloud computing vendor. They then can use this platform to develop and deliver their own online software as a service applications. Applications developed using platform as a service may be used privately by just one or a few users within a particular company. However, they can also be offered for free or for a fee to anybody on the web. This means that if you have a great idea for a new online application, they can use platform as a service to turn it into reality. Several cloud providers today now offer platform service tools. Most notably, these include Google App Engine, Microsoft Windows Azure, and Force.com from Salesforce. All such offerings effectively provide their customers with a box of cloud computing Legos. New applications are then constructed from the Lego-like bricks they offer. With Force.com, some applications can even be built using simple drag-and-drop interface. Relatively non-technical people can therefore create new applications very quickly. Indeed, Force.com claims that their simplified programming model and cloud-based environment means customers can build and run applications 5 times faster at about half the cost of traditional software platforms. While platform as a service is great in many situations, users do need to be mindful of the involved flexibility versus restrictive trade-off. What this means is that while platform as a service makes it relatively easy to create new online applications, users are nonetheless constrained by the particular programming languages and tools provided by their platform as a service supplier. In other words, platform as a service vendors have total control over which Lego bricks they allow users to build with. While this ensures that applications are built using the tools they offer, it also helps the vendor consider that the functionality is done correctly, but nonetheless, it is still restrictive. For this reason, many companies choose to cloud compute at the infrastructure level. And this is where a lot of hosting providers play. Infrastructure as a service is where a cloud supplier provides online infrastructure on which their customers can store data and develop and run whatever applications they please. Infrastructure as a service therefore allows companies to move their existing programs and data into the cloud and potentially close down their local servers and data centers. While computing applications run on platforms, platforms in turn run on computing infrastructure. So for example, while Microsoft Word application runs on the Microsoft Windows platform, in turn, the Microsoft Windows platform runs on the infrastructure of an IBM-compatible PC. The fundamental building block of cloud computing infrastructure is a server. Cloud computing servers are basically computers on which online applications can run and data can be stored. When provided by an infrastructure as a service vendor, cloud servers can also be real or virtual. So let's just explore that a little bit further. Real or dedicated servers are individual circuit boards known as blades, mounted within equipment racks in the data center. In contrast, virtual servers, known as virtual server instances, are software-controlled slices of real physical servers. Virtual servers are created by a process called virtualization that allows users to share the processing power of one physical server. Dedicated physical servers and virtual server instances can perform exactly the same functions. However, there is one key difference, and some would say there are many differences. But for a start, virtual server instances are cheaper to supply, as each does not require its own piece of physical hardware in the cloud data center infrastructure as a service type model. So infrastructure as a service is extremely flexible and inexpensive to deploy correctly. Now, under the auspices of infrastructure as a service, there are 4 service models.